Since this is an invisible disease,
Yeah.
there are times that inside you is already a war. And
Mm.
ikaw na pasyente, looking into it, parang hirap na, di ba? Ang bigat. Pero when the family is there, like, you look normal. Baka nag-iinarte ka lang. That's a very difficult part.
Parang ikaw na nga na parang nagpa-fight ka, nag-hope ka. Siyempre parang kung yung nasa paligid mo parang hindi sila ganun ka-supportive sa'yo, parang,
That's true.
parang lalo pa helpless din yung parang pinapakita sa'yo. Parang paano ka palalaban, di ba?
Because the literacy about lupus is konti lang. And around the Philippines, there's only 1,000 rheumatologists that are really aware of lupus.
Hi everyone, this is Rian Portuguese, your millennial psychologist, and welcome to the Breakdown Podcast, where we break down the thoughts, feelings, and experiences that make us human. So para sa episode na to, very special siya dahil pag-uusapan natin yung hindi madalas pag-usapan at ito yung lupus awareness. Pero bago tayo pumunta doon, syempre gusto ko muna pasalamatan yung lahat ng mga nakikinig sa atin, lahat ng mga nagfa-follow at nagsasubscribe kasi napapansin ko lumalaki yung community natin, no? Paramihin pa natin yung mga breaklets. So, wala pa rin ako official na tawag sa inyo, no, na nakasubaybay dito. Pero for now, sabi nga, breaklets, no? Yung mga nagbe-breakdown habang nakikinig. Pero yon, maraming salamat. Follow nyo kami sa The Breakdown Podcast, sa YouTube, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and even ngayon, nandito na kami sa Threads. Pwede kayo mag-engage kasi for sure, ang daming maingay dyan no? Pwede kayong mag-comment, pwede kayong magsabi ng mga episodes na gusto ninyo. And baka pwede nyo itag yung mga gusto ninyong gawing guest natin, di ba? Why not? Pwede rin siya. So, ayun, maraming salamat. Sana dumami pa tayo at patuloy nyong suportahan. So, ayan, hindi ko na papatagalin pa. Kasi for sure, gusto na rin syempre na ma-inspire para sa episode na to. So, thankful ako kasi nag-say ng yes sa akin itong tao na to, no? So, siya isang advocate for lupus awareness. Siya din yung founder ng Live, Love, Hope. And of course, siya din yung author. Dahil nga, siya ay passionate sa kanyang ginagawa, meron din siyang book. Pwede nyo tong makita at i-search online, no? Huwag kayong hindi ako magkakamali dito dapat sa pangalan na to ng book niya. So, The Happy Plate for Happy Patients. Oh, search nyo yun. The Happy Plate for Happy Patients. So, sino pa ba ang author nito? Nandito si Gladys Leonard Santiago. Yan, para syempre, paunlakan tayo dito sa episode na to na para bigyan tayo ng hope, bigyan tayo ng ano bang meaning, no? At mabigyan tayo ng inspiration, no? Para dito sa lupus awareness, para sa episode na to. So, hi Gladys!
Hi, Rian. Thank you for inviting me here. Hello sa mga breaklets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kinakabahan ako dito sa episode na to kasi first time kita makakausap ng ganito.
Yeah.
Pero ikaw, kamusta yung nafe-feel mo?
Well, I'm good. We're here to spread awareness, of course, and also educate the Filipino people about lupus.
Yeah. And at the same time, no, yung nakikita ko yung mga ginagawa mo, yung mga live, yung mga webinars din, sobrang dami ninyong mga activities din. So kaya naisip ko nga, dahil nga doon, nakikita kita na very present ka sa feed ko, naisipan ko din talaga na mag-join ka dito kasi nga feeling ko kailangan talaga. Kaya thank you kasi alam kong busy ka.
Thank you din. Thank you very much too. And honestly, yes, we are busy because the previous Lupus Awareness Month happened. And of course, we are being the voice of other patients for the Filipino, you know.
Yeah. Thank you. So, ito nga, isa kasi sa mga parang napapansin ko pagdating dito sa lupus awareness, maraming mga tao na kasama ko na, syempre, na hindi talaga totally aware kung ano ba ibig sabihin ng lupus. Kasi konti lang talaga yung nakakaintindi. Siguro dahil nga sa info dissemination kasama din yun. So, pwede bang mapaliwanag mo kahit papano yung lupus tapos bakit parang mahirap siyang ma-realize or parang ma-identify ng isang tao?
Actually, maraming tao nga rin nagtatanong, what is lupus? Cancer daw ba siya? Or is it like HIV? Because the symptoms are almost the same. So, lupus is actually known as the great imitator na disease. Why? Napakahirap niyang i-diagnose because ginagaya niya yung simptomas ng ibang sakit.
Ah.
So it is an autoimmune. So your immune system is supposed to protect you from harmful bacteria, germs, and etc. Or yung
Mm.
may mga sakit na papasok sa'yo, it will protect you para gumaling ka kagad.
Mm.
But for a lupus patient, their immune system is haywired. Inside the body, it's like a war na si immune system, instead of protecting you, papasok yung bacteria. Parang sabi niya, ay friend namin to. Halika
Oo.
rito, sumama ka sa amin. And what will happen to
Ah.
your body? Ala na, di ba? Sakit-sakitan ka na. Marami ka na
Oo.
sakit. So that's lupus. And bakit mahirap siyang i-diagnose? Dahil nga mimicker siya, di ba? Ginagaya niya yung ibang sakit. So there's no specific one test that can actually see what is lupus. So there are 12 symptoms that is asked by the rheumatologist, the doctors that handles it. Then there are some laboratory tests that can confirm it. But again, it's not single. There's no single approach when it comes to lupus. Kaya napakahirap niyang ma-diagnose.
So, dahil na-mention mo na walang single test para ma-identify siya, mahirap talaga siyang makita. Okay lang ba medyo maging personal ako ng konti doon? Like,
Sure.
sa personal experience mo, like, paano mo na-identify yun? Paano ka nag-come up doon? Kasi, hindi mo naman talaga malalaman agad eh.
Yeah. It's a very long journey, to be honest. And every time I go back to it, it's parang, oh, okay, ang dami ng pinagdaanan. So, to be honest, there's a study that says that PIDGA patients are easy to diagnose kasi mas madali, mas direct yung kanilang symptoms. So, when I was 15, I experienced severe lost weight. Tapos, meron akong purpura allergies. Purpura allergies is like similar sa bungang araw, but it's more sobrang kate, sobrang parang tinutusok ka. And then, pag kinamot mo siya, dumadami siya. But yet then, my parents saw na nanlalagnat ako every afternoon, and that's the time that we have to go for a checkup. And then this doctor is actually kamag-anak namin, yung pediatrician that looking after us. But health education is very mababaw that time. And the pediatrician actually spoke to my stepdad, and they said na yung sakit ni Gladys is like lupus, similar to President Marcos Sr. That's what that's her line, exact line. But the health literacy is very little. Yung lupus that time, they really don't know. It's just that they just compare, katulad yun ng kay Marcos, but it's not just like that. Kasi iba-iba ang mukha ng lupus. So, at the age of 15, I was semi-diagnosed because we didn't go to confirmatory tests. So, parang I functioned well afterwards. They gave me some medications that is similar for lupus patients. Then I responded well to that naman. And then somehow, I functioned well until college. This time, tahimik yung lupus, but my kidney is already an attack. So, they thought it was just a kidney disease. Nung tinest ako and biopsy. So, 10 years afterwards, that's the time that I discovered that it is really lupus. And it's really painful to know kasi wala na yung mom ko nito. Parang wala akong safety person to talk with this. So, the doctor said, you're showing symptoms of lupus. Let's do like confirmatory tests. So, the confirmatory test, hindi siya once lang ginawa. We have done it multiple times, 3 to 4 times, I guess. And then, kasi yung ibang symptoms ko are on and off. But the kidney and the lagas ng buhok, joint pain, and some malar rashes, which is prominent for lupus patient. Meron silang parang butterfly-shaped allergies sa mukha. That already confirmed it. So, the rheumatologist talk to me and my nepro that in case we have to rest muna because we have to release pressure, mawala sila yung stress, and para tumahimik yung lupus. And then pandemic came. So that's how my journey got to diagnosis. So it takes like around siguro 5, then around 13 years before I got completely diagnosed with official diagnosis of lupus. But ever since then, I treated it as like at 15, I already have lupus.
Ang hirap no kasi syempre parang kung hindi na-finalize yung diagnosis, parang or di mo siya napapangalanan pa, parang hirap din yun sa person lalo na.
Yeah, absolutely. I experienced this doctor once told me kasi nagko-complain ako. Sabi ko, I always have a headache. I always have joint pain, masakit yung tiyan ko. And then, sabi ko, minsan may allergies na lumalabas. And she said, ang dami mong complain. This is a secret, I guess, inside the community of lupus patients. Sometimes you are gaslighted by your doctors na nasa isip mo lang yan, na-imagine mo lang yan. Because the literacy about lupus is konti lang. And around the Philippines, there's only 1,000 rheumatologists that are really aware of lupus. And that is what we are pushing this time. Maybe in the latter part of our discussion, we can further discuss that, na magkaroon ng education, not only the rheumatologist, but also the general physician to identify what is lupus and acknowledge the symptoms.
Oo. Ang hirap doon, no? Yung na-mention mo ngayon, yung sarili mong doctor na dapat ma-feel mo na safe space siya. Tapos kaya ka nga, the mere fact na nagrereklamo ka nung nararamdaman mo, kasi nga na-feel mo na safe space siya. Kasi nga alam niya na yung, alam mo na hindi ka i-judge. Kasi nga doctor siya.
Yeah.
O, tapos kung maririnig mo yun sa doctor na ang dami mong
Masakit.
or ang dami mong parang reklamo or complaints, parang mali ba yun? Di ba dapat nga i-express ko to kasi doctor ka? So I think maganda nga pag-usapan yun later. Pero ang hirap, no? Mukhang ito yung isa sa mga challenges na na-mention natin, tsaka yung hindi na-identify kagad yung diagnosis. Palagay mo sa iba pang mga patient, dahil ang dami ninyong mga parang sharing din, di ba, sa group ninyo or sa community. Ano pa yung mga malalaking challenges na na-encounter ng mga lupus patients?
Finances, number one, of course. Because the medications, there's no right one medication for all lupus patients. So sometimes we, adopt other medication from other diseases to just maintain and keep the patient alive. Next to that is, of course, the family support. Since this is an invisible disease, there are times that inside you is already a war. And ikaw na pasyente, looking into it, parang hirap na, di ba? Ang bigat. Pero when the family is there, like, you look normal, baka nag-iinarte ka lang. That's a very difficult part. Kasi parang you are facing a lifetime disease that is, incurable, and you don't know where it came from. Tapos, hindi mo maintindihan yung left and right pains and sufferings that it has. But inside your house, you don't have someone to understand you. So, isa yun sa napakabigat na challenges with patients. So, number 3, I guess, is also the mental health.
Yeah.
Mental health is honestly invisible when it comes to lupus because they thought it's just, you have your medication. But all these medications have side effects. Diba? And part of that is affecting the mental health of the patient.
Yes.
So it's from neurocognitive to mood disorders and completely going to the depressive part of the disease. Not only because may sakit ka, but also because of the side effects of the medications, which is, I think, very difficult to understand by everyone. So you have the invisible pain, you have the invisible mental health burden, and also you feel invisible inside the house. So that's I think that's the burden that a lupus patient carry. And and also for the finances, I think there's also less visibility for lupus patients when it comes to that.
Sana nga yung mga nakikinig ngayon, nakikita nila kung gaano din kahirap yun. At saka, sana kung meron kayong kakilala na parang feeling nyo, baka merong ganong klaseng pinagdadaanan din, maganda na mapacheck din ninyo para mas ma-confirm natin at mabigyan din syempre ng tulong. Sobrang, yung na-mention mo about dun sa pagiging invisible sa bahay. So, pagpapakita na mahalaga talaga yung support ng family para mag-survive. Kasi aminin natin minsan kapag may mga gantong klaseng, halimbawa, sakit, parang ikaw na nga na parang nagpa-fight ka, nag-hope ka. Syempre parang kung yung nasa paligid mo parang hindi sila ganun ka-supportive sa'yo, parang, parang lalo pa helpless din yung parang pinapakita sa'yo. Parang paano ka palalaban, di ba?
Yeah. One of our partner doctors, si Dr. Colleen Galing, hello po sa inyo. when I asked her the question, Doc, ano ba ang best way na gumaling yung pasyente? Sabi ko ganun.
Mm.
Ay, hindi ang pasyente ang tinatanong, family.
Mm.
Paano po mabilis gagaling yung pasyente sa inyo? Because it's the support inside the home is very important para maging malakas yung loob ng pasyente na harapin yung challenges niya.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Kaya dun papasok yung pagkakaroon ng safe space din.
That's right.
Talaga. Tsaka merong community. Kaya thankful ako na meron kang community. Naggawa ka ng ganitong klaseng community. Mamaya, pag-usapan pa natin yun, no? Kung
No.
paano siya nag-start. Pero at least nakikita natin ngayon na sobrang powerful yung environment para mas magpatuloy yun yung hope ng isang tao, tsaka mas lumaban siya, mas makatulong siya. Kasi totoo yun, kahit psychological kasi din yung paggaling, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Kapag may mga tao na naniniwalang gagaling ka at naniniwala na kaya mo, somehow, makukuha mo yung ganong klase ng hope At maniniwala kang mas kaya mo. Kaya, sa mga nakikinig, di ba, kung babalikan natin, yung mga previous episode, may mga pinag-uusapan tayo pagdating doon na kapag kunwari hindi naniniwala sa'yo, hindi ka sinusuportahan, di ba yung isang tao mas nawawalan siya ng hope, nagiging helpless siya, may times, maraming nangyayari na nagsasanga-sanga dahil lang doon sa mga tao na hindi naniniwala sa kanya, ini-invalidate. Kaya, importante na hindi tayo nang i-invalidate, mas maging affirmative tayo and supportive tayo kasi sobrang layo ng mararating ng isang tao kapag talagang marunong tayong maging safe space, marunong tayong makinig, at marunong tayong sumuporta. So, thank you doon. Ang ganda nung sinabi ng doktor mo, no?
Yeah.
And I think maganda talaga na yun talaga yung i-practice nila. Ayun, so pagdating doon sa diagnosis, 'di ba, sa lupus. Syempre hindi lang siya basta diagnosis, 'di ba? And meron talaga siyang malaking impact. Kanina nag-start ka na mag-share about mental health. May mga nakikita ka pa din ba na parang nakakaapekto din pagdating doon sa psychological well-being nila na kailangan maintindihan ng mga nakikinig din sa atin?
As I have mentioned earlier, these are like side effects of the medications, di ba? But of course, if you are battling all alone, ang hirap kasi i-navigate nun eh.
Oh.
I think, especially here in the Philippines, if we are going to look at the psychological services and psychiatric services, it's very expensive for the patients. And there's less support from the government. So I think that's one of the greatest challenges. Like, some patients have to choose between bringing food to the table than bringing medications.
Yeah.
So I think that's great impact when it comes to mental health. Bakit kailangan ko mamili between the medications at pagpapakain sa pamilya ko?
Tama.
Diba? So I think that's one thing that not only my fellow Filipino wouldn't see, but it's also something that our government wouldn't see. It's yes, we have the yakap, we have these pre-medications coming from the government, but those are not specific medications. If a patient is fulfilled by the needs of medications, do you think maiisip niya na sumuko? Diba? Do you think there will be days that kasi ang hirap sabihin na, yes, I am a lupus patient, I'm a warrior, I can survive this disease. But behind that battle is, syempre, bawal ma-stop yung gamot eh.
Oo.
Pag na-stop yung gamot niyan, flares ang aabutin. Your immune system will go crazy and it will attack you. So, the patient, kung siya ay walang iniisip na finances or wala akong gamot para bukas, I think magiging stabilize yung yung mental health nila. I think that's one factor. And also for the symptoms management, I hope that doctors became more patient to the pasyente kasi I recently had a change of doctors. I mean, my previous set of doctors are good then. Somehow, the doctor today, rheumatologist siya, but she's also like a psychologist for me because she's asking, anong stress, anong meron sa bahay. I think identifying the lifestyle what is
Mm.
the dynamic of that patient while facing the journey is very important when it comes to mental health. And I'm very fortunate to have those kinds of doctors. Um,
Mm.
but however, we have the PGH, NKTI, and other public hospitals. The patients there will go like 3 a.m., fall in line, and then wait for the doctor. And then when they got to the doctor, they will just have 15 to 30 minutes discussion of the disease. And otherwise, hindi na natin tingnan yung iba pang simptomas.
Oo.
So, that's why we are neglecting yung part na during that time pala na nagpa-check up, nag-undergo na siya ng mental health problem.
Mm.
So, na-neglect yung symptoms na yun. And they get, like, when they go home, wala pang support, and then they will just be like, oh, I really don't understand myself at the moment.
Oo.
Yun. I think that's part of those invisible part of the mental health for lupus patients.
Sobrang hirap nun yung na-mention mo na 3 a.m. pipila ka. Tapos makakausap mo lang. Baka nga late pa eh.
Yeah, and sometimes some of them reach the cut-off.
Oo.
Like,
Tapos
babalik pa ulit bukas.
Tapos madaling araw na naman.
And these are patients. They're supposed to be recovering.
Diba?
Diba?
Tapos paano yun? Baka mag-flare up yung ano niya.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yun.
So kaya mahirap siya. And I think syempre, pag pinakinggan siya, baka sabihin ng mga tao dito na may problema sa doctor and all that. Systemic problem kasi to. So kung siguro mas marami tayong mga sinusuportahang maayos yung healthcare natin, sinusuporta na maayos din yung mga doctors, siguro mas marami din mga doctors na talaga nag-specialize sa mga ganitong klaseng issues. At the same time, kung well-funded talaga to, ay may mas maayos talaga siya. Yung mga pasyente talaga mas masusuportahan. Mas marami din siguro mga psychologists talagang po pwedeng tumutok dun sa mga taong may ganitong klase ng problema. Systemic problem talaga siya. Ngayon, ini-imagine ko parang ang hirap para sa isang lupus patient yung babalik ka pa. Tapos, talagang alam mo yun, yung kung paano mo hahatakin ulit yung sarili mo.
Yeah.
And yung ma-imagine mo na, ganito na lang ba? Di ba?
Ito lang ba ang kayang ibigay?
Ito lang ba yun?
Oo.
And kung sana na-visualize o kaya na-imagine ng mga nakikinig sa atin kung gaano siya kahirap, yun lang yung layer na alam natin. So what if, kung kunwari yung patient na to, breadwinner siya, or siya ay naasahan siya, kaya yung sabi mo kanina sobrang powerful ng question na yun, anong pipiliin ko, gamot o yung basic needs? Kay Maslow na lang, di ba?
Yeah.
Importante yung basic needs. Dapat yun yung nasusuportahan. Pero kung yung basic needs na yun wala, kailangan mo pang isipin yung gamot mo, paano na? Minsan kasi yung mga tao, feeling ko lang, kaya, ewan ko, sana na-realize sila to, yung kung paano mas maging understanding. Tapos sana mas maging supportive nga kahit kanino, no? Para mas masuportahan yung mga taong may pinagdadaanan. Kasi for sure, iba dyan nasa online din, naghahanap ng hope. So kaya kahit kayo kahit sa online, sana i-practice natin yung kindness kasi di natin sure kung sino-sino yung mga nakakasalamuhan natin sa online, di ba? Kasi pwedeng coping din yun ngayon ng mga taong may ganitong klaseng pinagdadaanan. So, ayun. So, nakita natin ngayon na sobrang hirap ng mismong struggle pagdating sa lupus. Ngayon, ini-imagine ko din, dahil ikaw, sa experience mo, naramdaman mo siya first hand kung gaano siya kahirap. So, paano mo siya somehow tinurn into ganito? Paano ka nag-come up sa idea na gusto ko magkaroon ng community, gawin yung Live Love Hope? Paano siya?
Actually, Live Love and Hope started before my official diagnosis of lupus. So it's more of spreading this love of life since I lost my mom very early. So she died out of CKD. But we're also looking at baka lupus siya. But we didn't get the diagnosis right away kasi namatay na siya bago pa magawa yung test. So again, that's how our work system or our healthcare does. Diba? Kailan huli? Yeah. So from there, pandemic arrived kasi parang few months before pandemic, yun yung official diagnosis ko ng lupus. And I have nowhere to go. I guess bago ako umuwi, umiiyak pa ako sa simbahan yan. Parang nakikipag-bargain ako kay Lord na, ito na ba yun? Ito na ba yung, parang sabi ko, ito na ba yun? Tapos kung maging breadwinner, maging supporter sa family. Ito na yun, ito yung ending ko. Parang yun yung dating sa akin noon. And then, when I got home to the province, I started, kasi yung psychologist ko that I talked to, kasi galit ako eh. Galit ako bakit ganun yung nangyari sa akin. He asked me to be doing some expressive art things and he asked me to choose what to do. Pinili ko dun yung pagluluto at saka pagsusulat because that's close to my heart. I said to myself, oh, maybe I can share what I'm writing to these people. Tapos I remember yung Kamyas, yung una kong post. I discuss what is the health benefit of Kamyas for lupus patient and I tried to repost it to one of the support group I am in. Tapos that's where everything blast off. It became trendy. Tapos ang dami-daming patient na nagtatanong to me. And then I realized, oh, if I can do this to myself, help myself, maybe what I'm doing can help other people. So that's when I decided to, identify what are the problems within the support group and what are the problems that a lupus patient face and how can I help on doing those. So until I came up to projects and themes that these patients can attend to and gain strength and support from the community since especially most of the patients have no support at home. And at the end of the day, that's fulfilling for me actually. So parang feeling ko, I touch a life for the day.
Totoo.
I touch a life for a day. And para bang maliban sa I touch a life for a day, I also felt supported by them. So parang sabi ko, totoo pala yung sabi nila na walang magkakaintindihan kung hindi kayo na pare-parehas. So parang, ayun, sabi ko, this is, I felt supported. Parang yung feeling ko na, okay, I lost my mom. I built this page for my mom. Pero it is also the page that made me feel that my mom is still existing. Na parang, okay, my love is here in a different mode. The mode is from the support of other people too. Yun. And the way I deliver the program to them. Yun. So, yun naman siya.
And then, you live also yung, sinasabi nga na live, love, hope. Kasi doon ko na-feel ko yung based dito sa sinashare mo sa akin, kung gaano siya support sa'yo at the same time sa ibang tao din.
Yeah.
For sure. And yung kanina sinasabi mo, nagtatanong ka kay Lord, di ba? Biglang, ayan, nakita mo yun out of nowhere, naramdaman mo na, uy, pwede pala. Magandang sign na doon siya nag-start yung story. And then I think marami ka din talagang natutulungan dito sa community na to. Kaya thank you kasi magandang maganda siyang message din dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin. Tsaka sa mga may pinagdadaanan na meron talagang kayang gawin, no? Pwedeng, diagnosis yung mismong lupus, pero meron pa tayong kayang gawin bukod pa doon sa mismong diagnosis.
Yeah. Sabi nga nila, lupus is not a death sentence.
Totoo.
So, it's just parang nasa isa kang station ng train.
Oo.
So parang lahat ng station is good, beautiful, and bad. And it's just that in this station, nagkaroon ng problema yung journey. So, but still, dadaanan mo lang siya. And life will continue.
Totoo.
Sabi nga. Yeah.
Kaya kapag may mga times na nadadown ka, ano yung parang usually na ginagawa mo lang para halimbawa medyo malighten yung nafe-feel mo ngayon?
Wala, minsan lang. I still, I grew up in a family that is matipid. That is, we are not rich and we face poverty as well. So there are things that I'd love to do pa more. So sabi ko, if I die today, I cannot do that. I cannot do other things that I love to do pa. So, I mean, lupus is limiting. Because some of our symptoms bawal ako sa under the sun kasi mag-flare ako. So, gabi lang ako pwede lumabas. So, what activity can I do at night? Diba? But then, we chose to live normally by, doing things na mag-relieve dun sa symptoms. And, if I die today, yes, I live a happy life. I got to help other people, but what more do I want to happen to myself? Syempre, part of that is yung to achieve those things that I haven't achieved when I was young.
Mm.
So, yun na lang inisip ko. If I die today, I cannot do that.
Oh, so,
So, yeah.
mm.
And also, for me kasi the Live, Love, and Hope has been part of my identity lately.
Mm.
And, you know, sabi ko nga, I don't have to push it bad or push it hard kasi it will affect my health. But, of course, I want to see Live, Love, and Hope in case I am gone. I hope somebody will take over me and continue it kahit wala na yung original na nagsimula nun, di ba? So, I hope that that's part of the goal na when I feel down, hindi, there's still more in life. And part of that is lupus, of course, what I want, and of course, the people that I love.
Mm. Kumbaga yung emotions natin, reminder natin, emotion siya. It demands to be felt. Pero, at the end of the day, pwede din siyang, alam mo yun, huhupa din yung emotion eh.
That's right.
Oh, kaya maganda na nag-hold on pa rin tayo dun sa mga bagay na gusto pa rin nating gawin. At saka maganda na ma-remind tayo dun na marami tayong nagagawa. Kasi kung minsan, lalo pa kapag may gantong klaseng illness din, syempre, pwedeng feeling natin back to zero tayo. O kaya
Yeah.
parang feeling natin walang-wala talaga.
Mm-mm.
Kahit hindi naman totoo yun, ano? So kaya I think maganda din, in connection to that, magandang siguro malaman din or baka meron kang maisagot dun sa mga tao na, what if yung mga tao na to or mga patient na to, feeling nila, alam mo yun, inalis na sa kanila yung pagkakataon na mabuhay kasi nga, ang dami nang nawala sa kanila. Ano yung magandang message dun sa mga tao na yun?
Lupus is manageable. It's not
Mm-mm.
that sentence. And you can still get what you want in life as long as you take it one step at a time. So, pag player ka ngayon, stop, rest. Then once you're good, get up. And hope for the best for the next day. Yun. This is also why we have built a program in our page where we have a lupus story of the month.
Ayun.
And every patient has their own story. They share their successful story, whether it's a small win or a big win. They share it, and that's where we show and reflect that if you live and hope today, there's a better life for tomorrow.
Oo.
Yeah.
So, gusto ko yun one step at a time.
Yeah.
And yung na-mention mo na mag-take ng pause kapag kunwari flare up, take ng pause. Kasi ganoon naman talaga. Parang sa mental health din eh, di ba? Parang hindi naman automatic na magiging okay ka. Kapag, alam mo yun, kapag may pinagdadaanan tayo, importante lang talaga, magte-take ka lang ng pause. But it doesn't mean na gusto mong i-end ito, no?
Yeah.
Kumbaga parang ganun lang katricky minsan yung brain natin na sinasabi sa atin yung mga bagay na hindi dapat. Pero, syempre, ang gusto talaga natin doon, mawala yung nararamdaman nating hirap. Pero it doesn't mean na kailangan mong mag-stop. Okay? So, kailangan lang mag-take tayo ng pause. So, dahil napag-uusapan natin ngayon yung importance ng community, paano yung mga friends, yung mga loved ones nila na magbibigay lalo, paano ba nila ipaparamdam yung ganong klase ng support sa isang tao may pinagdadaanan?
Yeah, we also have programs that we ask the caregivers to join. Sometimes we share tips sa live namin on how they manage yung mga invisible pain. And also, they reach out to me.
Oo.
I heard a lot of stories of sometimes yung mag-asawa, nag-aaway daw sila kasi ayaw sumunod ng asawa ng isa. Because when you're a patient, parang pressured ka talaga eh, diba? Agad ka ng pressured na, ano ba, alam ko naman may sakit ako, wag mo nang ulit-ulitin, diba? So yun yung nagpapagmulan ng away nila. But ayun, we have, back then we have this program na we do online in Zoom. Tapos they share per family. Ano ba yung ginagawa nila when they have a husband, a child, or a partner that is suffering lupus. So, for me naman, as a founder ng lupus community namin, I think being gentle to the self of the caregiver and also to the patient is highly important when they were diagnosed or when they are in the beginning of diagnosis. You cannot blame one or the patient for being sick because hindi naman siya sakit na na-acquire from lifestyle. You cannot also blame, even sakit siya sa lifestyle, you cannot blame. Maybe you can ask question from God, from whatever in the highest form of power and blame them for getting the disease. But I think ang pagiging gentle, pagiging forgiving as a caregiver and also as a patient is highly important. Lalo na that will ground you too yung caregiver and also the family. Let me just share one experience. I have this lupus patient. Kasi konti lang yung lalaking lupus patient sa amin. And he's a boy, 8 years old, diagnosed. And he died lang last year at the age of 19. The family has 4 children. So, syempre, si kuya na may sakit, lahat ng atensyon nasa kanya. That can cause tampo naman from the other kids, di ba? I talked to the mother. How did they manage it? What they do is involve the other kids when kuya has a laboratory results, when kuya is feeling like this and like that, what will you do? What are the other things that you need to do? Tapos, kung may bawal, kunwari, sa akin to, na-experience ko naman, bawal ako sa karne, bawal ako sa pork, bawal ako sa mga pampalasa. My mom, parang out of nowhere, lahat sila wala ng kakaining karne. Lahat kami isda, lahat kami gulay. Hindi porket isa lang may sakit, siya lang ang hiwalay. So parang isolated siya. So ang mahalaga, when one is sick in the family, it has to be a teamwork. Si ate may sakit sa kidney, bawal siya sa ganito, lahat tayo gulay. Ganon. So para yung feeling ng patient at yung si caregiver is, we are one, we are teamwork when it comes to this battle. Yun.
Family talaga, 'di ba? Kasi yun naman talaga yung ibig sabihin din nun. At saka maganda yung ini-involve yung mga bata na maintindihan nila kung bakit ganun. Kasi pwede silang mainggit lang or magselos lang din nila alam.
Yeah.
Pero yun din maganda sa mga nakikinig sa atin na na-educate tayo na yung mga bata, wag natin i-underestimate yung kakayanan nila to understand the situation. They can actually understand. Kailangan lang natin i-explain sa kanila yung part na paano sila mag-involve, paano sila mas makaka-help. And actually, masarap sa feeling yun sa mga bata na nakakapag-contribute sila.
Yeah.
Lalo pa feeling na big sister sila. Kaya big na sila brother.
Yes. And also, we have this caregiver exhaustion or burnt out na tinatawag, diba?
True.
We have safe space for that in online community namin that lalabas na sila sa sama ng loob nila para sa patient nila. But at the end of the day, they will realize, oh my God, I'm praying for this patient to be alive for long. So, dapat, binibigay ni Lord sa akin yung blessing na mabuhay siya. So, okay, I'll be back. Pahinga lang. I think, pahinga lang si caregivers. You can communicate the boundaries naman anak, or love, I'm not feeling well. I cannot take care of you today. Okay lang ba that I will do this? But I still love you, di ba? Ganon. May mga ganon na factor. I remember my mom minsan, so sobrang inis ko na sa sakit. Napagod na rin siya sa akin, nanawa na siya na makiusap, na kumain ng maayos. Kasi parang sabi ko, Mama, ayoko na yan. Ayoko nang kainin niya, walang lasa, wala lahat. Ang ganon. Sabi niya, oh sige, wag ka nang kumain. Ganon. Ikaw nang magluto ng pagkain mo. Sabi niya ganyan. And then that's also the time I learned how to cook for myself. Kaya nagkaroon ng recipe yung The Happy Plate for the Happy Patient. And the way she communicate, medyo masakit kasi syempre, nanay mo yun.
Oo.
Pero syempre, at the same time, she's just a caregiver who's trying her best na ibigay yung best to you para maging mabuti ka. So, napagod na lang siya. And then, yung the way lang ng communication is pangit. But, when it comes to caregivers at home, yun nga yung sinasabi ko, be gentle. Hindi, kasi yung comfort yung number one when it comes to patients, diba? So, be gentle to yourself and to your patient. So, kung hindi kaya, sabihin. And then si patient naman, I think, maiintindihan yun. Most of us naman na lupus patient, minsan yan, nagiguilt pa yan, nakaka-feel ng guilt na lagi na lang sila inaalagaan, di ba? Pero yun nga, just be gentle to themselves and to the patient. Yun lang.
Oo. Kaya yung na-mention mo kanina, sobrang powerful nun as a family, yung nagde-delegate sila ng task din sa bahay para teamwork. Kasi nakalilesen talaga yung bigat na
Burden.
sinosolo lang nila yung mismong
Mm-mm.
responsibility din.
That's
At the
right.
same time, nakakales din yun ng guilt dun sa patient kasi nakikita niya na, hindi ako mag-isa. Ginagawa namin to. And somehow, nagbibigay din yun ng hope sa kanya para mas mag-work din talaga. No? And I think siguro in terms dun sa na-mention mo na hindi na-communicate sila maayos, buti nandun yung understanding mo din talaga sa kanya na
Hindi,
diba?
nagtampo ako. Joke.
Nagtampo ka nung time na yun.
Oo, nagtampo din ako nun.
Oo. Pero at least ngayon, habang iniisip natin siya, naiintindihan mo siya,
Yeah.
di ba? Kumbaga, capable talaga tayo na maintindihan yung situation, pero syempre, wag naman masakit.
Yeah, wag masakit.
Oo.
Gentle lang.
Be gentle.
Oo.
Pahinga, lalo na dun sa mga caregivers. Ayun, pagdating dun sa sa mga na-mention mo kanina, ang ganda din yung kung paano wino-workout dapat ng isang family pala talaga yun, lalo pa pag bata. Kasi di natin napag-usapan yun di ba yung paano nga kapag yung lupus patient nga bata. So I think ang gandang example yun kung paano may involve din yung ibang members of the family. Siguro bukod din doon, syempre, yung lupus din kasi na-mention natin kanina na din siya, di ba, psychological din siya. So siguro, tsaka talaga, malaki din yung challenges pagdating sa healthcare, sa physical health. Kanina, hindi natin napagpatuloy yung sinasabi mo. 'Di ba? Kasi importante din siya, I think, na ma-share. Yung may sinasabi ka kanina about dun sa batas din.
Yeah, at the moment, nasa second reading yung Lupus Prevention Act.
Oh, yun.
This law kasi will cover yung education of all the doctors. So kahit hindi sila rheumatologists, they will have the education to diagnose lupus, which is very good part of that. Also, they are pushing supports from PhilHealth. But the problem with the PhilHealth is, kailangan daw may number. Example, diabetes. There are tons of patients with diabetes. So you have to prove that there's a large number of it. But how can we prove it with lupus? Example, sinabi natin, lupus is hard to diagnose. Diba? So how can we prove that there's a big number of lupus if there's no proper diagnosis without the proper healthcare? Diba? So what we want lang naman is to have the support with the medications, with the proper diagnosis, and also other treatments, like chemotherapy, stuffs like that. Though some part of the chemotherapy for lupus patients are covered for C-plan. Pero, again, a simple test can cost like around 30,000.
Mahal.
And hindi nga nakukuha ng isang beses. So, ulitin ng 4 na beses yung 30,000. That's already 120,000. Kaya sana, with the Lupus Prevention Act and another Lupus Care Bill, I think they have another Lupus Comprehensive Bill na ilang reading na sa Senate. Sana naman, di ba? Matuloy na, matapos na siya. So, ayun lang, I think when the Senate goes back to normal and
to normal kasi hindi
pa siya normal ngayon. When they go back to normal, I guess all this lupus healthcare for lupus patients will be good to go. That's how important our legislative department in the Philippines, no? And I'd like to honor as well the other communities. Actually, this Lupus Act, Prevention Act, is proposed by Mr. Mark Villar, Senator Mark Villar, because his wife is a lupus patient. But aside from that, there are other communities like the Kidney Foundation Alliance. They are the one working with PhilHealth, pushing all these laws to be applied for the lupus patients. And I hope that every lupus patient become an advocate and ambassador for themselves, no? Kasi the more voice they can hear, the more powerful it is, the more na ma-approve siya, 'di ba? So we
Oh.
hope and pray for that.
And yun nga, there's power in number talaga.
Oo.
Pero ang tricky lang kasi nung hinihingi sa inyo, dapat merong number talaga. Kasi nga, ini-imagine ko kung syempre ilan yung mga taong may sakit, kayo may sakit, kayo pa gagawa ng paraan para maganap ng number. Okay lang kayo? Di ba?
Yeah, and also
Kailangan
yung
yung
iba,
nagre-relax ka, nagpapahinga ka, di ba?
at saka yung iba, isipin mo, they are like, okay, for diagnosis ako ng lupus.
Oo.
Pero sa kukuha ng pampatest.
Di ba?
Or for diagnosis ako ng lupus, pero nag-overlap yung iba kong symptoms. Overlap. So parang, okay, paano siya mailalagay as a number directly agad, di ba?
Oo.
Kasi nga, hindi naman din makuha agad yung test. But again, as of now, there are 50,000 patients nationwide suffering from lupus, from minor to major risk. Kasi ang pinaka-minor is actually the skin type.
Oo.
Again, I have forgot to discuss kanina, this is systemic. Sabi mo systemic when it
Systemic.
comes to the government, but it is
Yes.
also systemic in the body.
Yes.
Lahat ng organs ng pasyente ay involved na masira ng immune system. So, ganun din siya. I hope that, I guess, we are also pushing now the registration system for all lupus patients. I'm just waiting for the certain organization to do that. And once it's already announced, we will announce it in our page so that all lupus patients that are online, and somehow I hope yung mga hindi pa nare-reach or from remote areas can also register to it. But I am praying those people who are in remote areas already have their proper diagnosis. Kasi those areas are walang doctor, the right doctor to handle them.
And speaking of yun nga, napag-usapan natin sa registration, wala pang link, walang
Wala
anything,
pa,
wala
but-
pa.
But that is coming up soon.
Oo. So kaya yung mga nakikinig sa atin, dahil nagre-raise tayo ng awareness sa lupus, baka pwedeng mag-reach out sa Live, Love, Hope na group, 'di ba, na organization sa kanila. Kasi pwede na yun para sa inyo muna nagkakaroon ng initial registration. Sana. Binigyan pa ka ng
Yeah.
trabaho,
Yeah,
no?
well,
Sorry.
actually, I have a list
Oo.
of patients that are part of the Live, Love, and Hope. We are around 6,000 to 8,000 in that list. Pero syempre, marami pa yan na pasyente. These are just the people who are online. Pero paano yung mga pasyente hindi na nakakapag-online,
Yeah,
bedridden, mga ganon.
Kaya matinding talaga siya, no? Parang kailangan matap din yung mga communities, mga barangay level, baka may mga kasama pala sila doon na merong ganong klase na pinagdadaanan din. And sana yung mga nakakarinig din ngayon dito, no? Baka pagkakataon na rin to, yung mga SK dyan, yung mga nasa local government, 'di ba? Baka opportunity din na baka gawin yung kasama sa project to, mag-organize kayo ng ganito para naman mas ma-identify natin ilan na yung number. Kasi yun nga malaking tulong para mas magkaroon ng power yung number nila at mas ma-approve yung mismong sinasabi mong bill o
plans,
yung
yes.
healthcare. O please, para ma-work out din siya. Kasi sobrang hindi ko ma-imagine kung gaano yun kahirap na kayo na nga yung may pinagdadaanan, tas kayo pa mag-organize, kayo pa gagawa. Kailangan nyo nga, di ba, ng enough na time para mas makapagpahinga. So, yan, sa mga nakikinig, sana pwede tayo mag-reach out. Yan, sabi din kanina, isa sa pinakamalaking problem yung finances. So, baka naman pwede din kayo mag-reach out as a Live, Love, Hope para makatulong din kayo, no, sa mga patients din at sa community nila. So, tulad ng sabi ko nga, sobrang important ng mental health tsaka ng physical health. Kaya yung i-connect ko lang siya doon sa na-mention mo na sa bill na yon, sobrang laking help yon para mag-improve yung well-being, 'di ba? In general. Kasi mababawasan na yung burden kahit papaano kasi meron ng in place, 'di ba, kung sakali ng mga programs para sa mga tao may pinagdadaanan. Kaya ini-insist talaga natin to ngayon sa episode na to.
Yeah.
Please lang. So ngayon nakikita natin kung gaano pala siya talaga ka-importante, no? Tsaka kung paano din siya makakatulong para ma-remove yung stigma pagdating sa ganitong klase ng sakit. Siguro bilang part nung natin, malapit na kasi matapos. Ano yung gusto mo sigurong message sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin? Anything, pwedeng sa awareness, pwedeng sa mga patients. Baka meron kang gustong i-share pa sa kanila or gustong panghuling
Okay.
message.
I think kindness can go beyond ba, 'di
Mm.
ba? So yeah,
Mm.
lupus patients, we will not be able to identify them in public
Mm.
places or
Mm.
anywhere else, because their disabilities and their diseases invisible. So just
Mm.
be kind. We don't know what kind of battle someone is having at the moment. And for the lupus patients, this is not a death sentence. There's more to life that you can do. It doesn't need to be grandiose, sobrang laki. A small action or small step is already a great impact for your life. And ayun lang, keep living. And as we always said, give to live, love, and hope.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much nun.
Yeah.
Oo, live, love, and hope. Yeah, huwag niyo kalimutan. Kaya, yun, syempre maraming salamat dun sa message na yun. Baka may gusto ka din syempre i-promote kasi 'di ba na-mention natin yung community niyo may mga activities kayo. So baka pwede mo silang i-promote. Ayan, it's your
Yeah.
time na ano.
There our office is actually under renovation. So soon
Mm.
enough, we will have some lupus support group sessions in that office. And online, as of now, we are still looking for hosts, fellow lupus
Hmm.
warriors that will host our live events. So
Mm.
yes, and the Happy Plate for Happy Patient is actually a book for a cause. So, kung bibili po kayo ng copy nun, portion of the earnings goes to the patient. We buy medications and donate it to them, sometimes finances. But if you are willing to donate po in kind or mas maganda medications, you can message Leave Love and Hope for the information kung ano ba yung mga gamot na yun. And then we can send it to you para mabigyan po natin mas maraming pasyente.
Ayun.
Yan.
Thank you so much no sa
Mhm.
sa ano pagsabi ng yes dito and I think marami tayong mga na-inspire ngayon na nakikinig.
Yes.
Ayun, and nakaka-inspire ka. Sobrang thank you sa lahat ng mga efforts mo and for your existence. Kaya thankful ako na na-meet
Thank
kita
you.
tsaka na nandito ka talaga.
Thank
Hindi ko nga
you.
na-expect na mangyari yung ganito na magkakapag-usap tayo. Kinakabahan pa ako kanina. And thank you.
Yeah. Thank you din kasi this is
Mm.
a great way to spread awareness. Not
Mm.
only, I think you're also having some international listeners. And this is the best way to spread awareness and
Mm.
also find other lupus patients na
Mm.
ma-inspire.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So, sa mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon, no, yung isa din sa key takeaway ko din, no, simply being understood can lessen the weight, no, of someone na may pinagdadaanan. Kaya kung kaya natin, no, na maging safe space sa kanila, gawin natin at mas maging patient tayo, no, sa mga taong, alam mo, yung mahalaga sa atin. At the end of the day naman, di ba, kapag may mga pinagdadaanan, may times talaga, may mga possible talaga na hindi tayo pagkakaunawaan, pero again, importante na mas maging gentle, mas maging kind. So, kung nagustuhan nyo yung episode na to, at meron kayong natutunan, huwag nyo kalimutan, pwede kayong mag-comment, no? Share ninyo yung message ninyo, share nyo rin or tag nyo yung mga mahalin nyo sa buhay na feeling ninyo, kailangan tong marinig, itong episode na to. And of course, huwag nyo kakalimutan i-follow yung ating mga social media platforms, yung Facebook page, yung YouTube channel natin, mag-subscribe kayo dyan sa ating Instagram, sa ating TikTok account, The Breakdown Podcast. So, muli po, this is Rian Portuguese, your millennial psychologist. Until the next breakdown.
This is Crossroads Media.